Hi, everybody, and welcome to Live with Kai. This is Kyrus Keenan Westcott. Welcome to my web series entitled Kyrus Has Friends, where I sit down with the people that I enjoy, the people that inspire me the most. Those people are my friends. Today, I have a very special guest, but before we get to him, just a quick little plug for me. If you are interested in anything that you're watching right now, please be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at The Vibe with Kai. You can also follow me on Snapchat at Kyrus Keenan. And follow me on TikTok at Kyrus Keenan. That's my new favorite platform, so please be sure to follow me there. And then you can always visit my website, thevibewithkai.com, where I'm always posting something, tips and tricks, and just ways that you can do good and feel good, be good, and ways that you can live a good life full of good vibes. But enough about me. Ladies and gentlemen, stop the presses. We have a superstar in the house today. Please welcome my good friend, fellow performer, teacher, performer extraordinaire, guitar player, lover, friend, family member, Robert Bannon. Hi.
That was way too sweet. Thank you so much. Well, it's such an honor and pleasure to be here with director, producer, host, actor, singer, everything that is Kyrus. I argue with you. I go to your website and I argue with you through the internet on your top 10 list of Bruno Mars songs and it's fine. We don't have to agree.
Now, you and I know that you have a really good taste in music because you and I talk about music all the time, and you and I have similar styles. But let me tell you something. So I did a live broadcast where I went through my top 10 to 15 Bruno Mars songs, and it was controversial. But what I say to people is you know what? Your list is your list. My list is my list. Absolutely. Bruno Mars is an extraordinary performer. Wait, what are your top 3 Bruno Mars songs then?
I think they're gonna be boring, but I love Grenade. I like Grenade a lot.
My favorite lyric in that is when he's like, "You were kissing me with your eyes open. Why were they open? But why were your eyes open? Your eyes would have to be open to see that, yes. Bruno."
How brilliant! I love him. I love corny. I'm corny, Kyrus. You know, I'm secretly I'm not only I'm not only a hip hop head that loves J. Cole and loves Travis Scott. I also love cheesy. I love Barry Manilow more than life.
You have the gambit because you listen to a lot of different things, and that's good because that actually comes into play for you because I know that you're one of the people, you create your own opportunities when it comes to performing and things like that. So I want to get into that. So. Right now, we're obviously in quarantine. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us feel like when it comes to performing, we're not able to do the things that we're so used to doing when it comes to performing and going out on stage and just belting our faces off, right? But you've always been one to create your own opportunities. What has it been like for you during this quarantine to still find ways to perform and just do what you love to do?
Well, thank you. Firstly, people like you, this platform. I was in the middle. A real quick version. I started singing when I was 12 years old. I went to Juilliard Prep and I got really sick. And at 18 years old, I stopped performing. I had a bad audition to be in Rent on Broadway and I became a teacher. So I stopped singing totally. So the first show that I have ever done after that break was with you. We did Rent together.
Yes.
And I hadn't done something for 15 years. And I realized was getting to an age and I was unhappy and had a whole change. So for me, it's all been about making the most of the time and the opportunity. And I feel like I'm a big advocate and believer, as corny as it is, in The Alchemist. If you believe something, the universe will conspire to help you.
That's actually one of my favorite books, The Alchemist by, what's his name?
He's a South American Jew.
Yes, I can't remember his name right now, but that's one of my favorite books, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it chased me my whole life. I ran from everything that was authentically me for 20 years of my life, based in my personal life and in my professional life. So so for me in the quarantine, it was really hard. I actually found my niche. I've done musical theater and I've been lucky enough to do some TV and stuff, but I think that I'm best as egocentric as it is as being myself. I really like a piano player and a microphone, and I just want to be this tornado that I built the show. So
and you do it, man. You do it. Every time I go on social media, you're always doing something. You just put up something. I think it's called quarantine cocktails.
Quarantine cabaret and cocktails.
And you had a special guest this week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just a little superstar that you had. Can you tell the people who you had this week?
Adam
Oh my God.
Adam Pascal was on the show this week. That is all. It all.
What?
He was on the show. Okay, so what happened is I did the show. I made this show called Unfinished Business. It was about coming back to music. I was able to do it as a one-man show in New York. It told the story about me leaving show business or whatever to become a teacher. And then I was able to do it. I don't know. People are really nice and supportive, my family and my friends. So long story short, we did it at 54 Below. We were about to go to LA and do it. I was about to do it in a couple of places, and then the quarantine happened. And this man named Lee Lessick has a company called LML Music. He does cabaret shows. He puts out Broadway and cabaret albums, and he asked me to do an album version of this show. And then the quarantine happened. So it was really, the whole project stopped. And I was like, who's buying this album? 3 people, my dad, my mom, my neighbor.
I would have bought it.
Thank you.
Add me to the list.
4. I'm gonna sell it 1 show at a time. So it stopped. But I don't have time to stop, Kyrus. I don't have time. I feel like there's too much wasted time. So we did it virtually. Everyone recorded it piece by piece at their house, the musicians. And I bought the equipment to do it at home. And so through that, he said, you know, what if we did this show, you know, to promote the record company and yourself? But I'm just a fan. I don't know anybody. I live in Richfield, New Jersey. I'm a school teacher. And he reaches out to people who've recorded albums with him, and then I just get to fan out. So Adam Pascal was on, and I actually got to have my full circle moment to say to him, like, I don't know the words to One Song Glory. I didn't know the words at 18. I didn't know the words when we did the show. When you went to the Union County Performing Arts Center, you saw a whole different Rent every night because I made up whatever words I wanted.
But here's the beautiful thing though, is that you were so in the moment because you're a beautiful actor. Right. And because I played Collins, right. And you were Roger, and we had a lot of like really cool moments together. And you always gave me something to work with as a performer. And as a performer, that's really important when you're able to just have that chemistry. So even though we didn't have like tons of like Roger and Collins don't have like a ton of moments together, but the moments that we did share, Robert, I cherish every single second of them because you are such a beautiful performer. So you could have went up there and sang The Phone Book as the lyrics to One Song Glory, and I would have been like, but he's in his feelings right now, and I feel it too.
Well, I felt that way about, and I know because I love you. You always gave something. You are always a present, and acting is such reacting. So you can't act to nothing. So I really appreciate that, and I appreciate that time. That show was such a hard moment in my life, personally and professionally. You know, I had come out of a real tumultuous life that and through theater life, meaning I was married, I had a really terrible divorce. It was a soap opera. It was, I had a wife it was messy. And I was and discovering myself was through performing. You know, when I went to therapy, which my therapist has made so much money off of my insurance, she definitely has like a beach house somewhere down the shore. She said, what do you like to do? And I had no answer because I had given my whole life to this idea of what I thought a grown-up man was supposed to have. I was a school teacher. My ex-wife was a school teacher. We had a little house. I was going to live life, 2.5 kids and a dog and the whole thing, to have a vacation down the shore, you know, like that life. And I gave my whole side, I gave up everything I had to that. So going through Rent was kind of like a rebirth in a lot of ways for me too. So it was a really special time, and your kindness, like while I'm going through that whole time, like Kyrus is the most generous person on stage, but he's also a really generous, beautiful person off stage. So your friendship to me at that time.
It's funny that you said the word kindness, because I actually, whenever I'm interviewing somebody, I always write down the word that reminds me of them. And I can prove it to you. I wrote down the word kindness to describe you. Because you and I had a lot of heart-to-hearts, you know, during Rent, and we became, you know, super duper close. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate your talent and your skill. So, like, what is it like? What would you say to people that right now that are maybe reluctant to, or may not have the opportunity to perform and create their own opportunities, like you've always done? What would you say, especially to like young artists that are like, oh, this quarantine sucks, and I want to perform, I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to act, I want to do all this stuff, what would you say to them to kind of just uplift their spirits and say, hey, we got this?
Well, I think that, and thank you for the question, I think that in this period of time, I hope that this quarantine in these 10, 11, 12 weeks, however long this goes, after this, there's like a renaissance of art. Because I feel that in our daily lives, when we all try to make a living and we have a real day job, and then we try to be creative, and I know you have a day job and a full life, and you do 25, he directs 5 shows at a time, he's a genius. What is amazing about that is that if we take this time out, I hope that ideas come. Like, I know that I run like a chicken without a head, and because of the anxiety fuels me to keep going. And in this period of being still, I think you have to create. I think like there is no Kyrus type. There's no Robert Bannon type. So like, what is your type? You may have to create it yourself. Like, can you write, and it's not about to produce it, but like, can you write a short? Can you write a song? Do you have an idea? You know, the idea of my one-man show just came out of like wanting to tell my story and start there. We all have something that is dramatic that we could tell our story. So
no, go ahead, please.
I think that you need to just get in touch with yourself and do it for the love of it, and then try to get it in front of an audience. So at home, I love the idea. I used to be so scared of social media, and I know social media got a pro and a con because you're judged and everyone's watching. But look, you're allowed to have a point of view. Acting is a point of view. Singing is a point of view. Yeah. You're allowed to have a point of view. So, you know, putting Bruno Mars songs on a blog or on a website, or putting a clip of you singing, or taking pictures, like anything to keep that artistic spirit alive inside of you.
Absolutely. And that's the hard thing, because I think it requires people to sometimes just step outside of the box, right? To think outside of the norm of what they may be used to and all of that. And I thank you for those words, because I hope the people watching it, if you're ever curious as to what you should be doing, like, just know, like, even stuff like this web series that I've been doing, this is a product of me trying to create my own opportunity, you know, like I love that you said the words renaissance of art, because I'm a firm believer in that, because a lot of the great things that, like, this is just a historical thing in general. A lot of the things that we're so used to today came out of times of quarantine or times of trouble, right? Absolutely. And so I am a true believer, 100%, that there will definitely be a renaissance of art once this thing is said and done.
Absolutely. And the people that say things, and they're scary to say, like, what will happen to theater? What will happen to concerts? What will happen to performing? I don't think there's I love television and I love going to the movies. I know you love I love the movies, but there's nothing that's going to replace live music and live art. It may be different. It may look different for a while. We may have to have different rules, but I don't see, I think that's such a powerful skill that we have as a society, is to be able to put up art, and that matters. So
amen. So what's next for you? So once this quarantine is done, I know you're a teacher and you've been working virtually to help your students as well. And so I know you're going to be thinking about what's going to happen next as a teacher, but as an artist, what's next for you? What do you want to do? What is your goal? You know, once this year, you know, because I refuse to let 2020 get the best of us. Like, I'm thinking 2020 we're going to kick its ass. Once we're ready to.
Yes, we have to figure something out. Well, I start recording my vocals. My album is fully recorded. It's all covers. It's called From a Distance, the songs of the Great American Songbook, because we all did it from home. So and I'm gonna record it, and I don't know what will happen to it. It may be in a garage somewhere. It'll be on. I hope it plays in elevators everywhere.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm 100% gonna buy it, and I will once it comes out. Make sure you let me know when it comes out. Not only will I buy it, but I will promote it on my channels, and I will try to get as many people to purchase that and hear your voice. And because you have a beautiful voice, I love singing with you. I can't wait. I want to sing together with you one day.
Yes, please. Firstly, Kyrus is the most stunning voice. Kyrus has please find videos of him singing. He is brilliant, and he acts his face off while he sings, and has the control. He had like the most broken leg I have ever seen in my entire life. No one had a leg broken worse than Kyrus, and he would sing his face off, wheel himself out there.
Yes. I was so hopped on. I was that night at that performance when I had to wheel myself out because I was hurt. I couldn't walk. I was so hopped up on medicine that night. I don't remember anything about that night because I was in so much pain. But the adrenaline was just like carrying me through. The adrenaline and the medicine. I remember nothing about that night. To be honest, I don't even remember the song I sang. If you would ask me what song I sang that night, I don't remember.
I don't know the song you sang, but I have it downloaded on my phone because I never heard it before. But it was stunning.
Oh, I love you.
I'll find it.
I love you. You are a beautiful person.
No,
Robert, thank you so much. And I can't wait. Once this whole quarantine is done, I am hugging the shit out of you.
Hells yeah, yes,
and
please.
I'm not letting you go.
I'm hugging you right back. I will come to South Jersey. Philly, stand up. I'm going to come find Kyrus.
Yes.
My family are fans. We did 9, 7, who knows how many rents we did. Every show my dad would say, I loved you in it, but I was here for Kyrus.
Wait, okay, before we go, hot take. Did you listen to Drake's new album?
I did.
Yay or nay?
I have a love-hate relationship with Drake. I love him. I love a sensitive rapper. I love gospel rappers too. Like I want to listen to Jesus and rap and be ratchet at the same time. Amen. I think that I like it, but sometimes I feel like I've heard it. Like I want him to just he does what he does so well. But can he get a little something?
I agree. What about DaBaby? Did you hear DaBaby's new album?
I love DaBaby.
I like DaBaby too. I did not like his new album though.
I didn't. Okay, I didn't listen. I will. I like DaBaby. He needs to stop hurting women. He needs to stop getting arrested. I think he's so talented. I loved his first album. I love his mixtapes.
Yes.
See,
we have a lot to talk about because I have some thoughts on some things. So
I'm ready. I'm here. I listen to more hip hop than anything.
That's true.
I can't tell you one show tune. I can't tell you anything. I don't know one song on Broadway. I can tell you though all about hip hop.
Anytime that I listen to an album, I always message Robert and be like, "Hey, did you listen to this? Did you listen to this?"
I'm here listening to it every week. Fridays, new music comes out. But that also, I don't mean to take more time, but that's a lesson that I did when I was a kid. I was a music management major when I was in college first, and my professor taught me listen to new music. So like I had that habit back in the day when there was like coconuts for all you young people. They used to buy CDs. Used to buy a CD. They came out on Tuesdays. I get paid and buy an album because you got to stay current. And Clive Davis, there's a documentary, it's on Netflix, Clive Davis, The Soundtrack of Your Life. He's 117 years old and he still listens to the Billboard charts. So like, even though I'm not a pop singer, like I'm not, like, I still think it's important to hear what is out there, even if I don't like it.
Because it's shaping the world, you know, it's shaping, and it is the voice of the generation, whether you like it or not, whether you're a fan of it or not, it's voicing today's generation.
I don't know what a Deja Cat is. I don't know what what some of the stuff is, but I listen to it because I feel like it's what's out there.
Amen. Robert, I love you to death, and I can't wait to hug you and see you and sing with you.
And I want to see you sing.
Yes.
I want to see your projects.
Absolutely. You'll see it. You know damn well you'll see it. So Robert, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. Everybody else, if you enjoyed watching this today, please be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at The Vibe with Kai. And you can follow me on Snapchat and on TikTok at Kyrus Keenan, or you can visit my website at thevibewithkai.com. Once again, Robert, thank you again so much. I love you. Everybody else, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Good vibes.